You're listening to WLRS Crypto Radio. We are not financial advisors. The content on this podcast and any YouTube videos are for educational and entertainment purposes only. The views and opinions of advertisers, sponsors, and guests do not constitute those of WLRS Radio or constitute financial advice. We urge you to make the best financial decision that suits your needs. Conduct your own research and seek the advice of a licensed financial advisor when needed. Know that all investments involve some form of risk, and there is no guarantee that you will be successful with your investments. There is no guarantee that you won't experience significant loss when investing. This is NFP, the home of NFT-focused content on WLRS Crypto Radio. Each week, your hosts and guests run you through the latest NFT stories and projects. No liquidity required. And you can get a lobster butter scented candle if you're one of the first 200 NFT owners. I didn't know that.
What the fuck?
When's that coming out?
You know what? I'm selling my English club. I'm getting Captain's Club.
How dare you?
$350. 8 tails. Plus wholesale pricing.
I like Reddit. I use Reddit for everything that all the information I usually get.
All
Is
right.
that where you learned the definition to capitulate?
It looks like a third grader got into Blender and made these NFTs.
Welcome to NFP, the non-fungible program where we discuss the scoop and all things NFT. I'm David, and I'm here with Dylan once again, and we're also joined by Jason and NB from Up Finance to talk about their project and run through the latest NFT news. Okay, so I got a joke for you guys. What is a degen's favorite Jedi? What's a crypto degen's favorite Jedi?
Yeah, no, go.
I'm waiting for this.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I was gonna say it's got to have Obi-Wan in it.
Yeah, Obi-Wan.
Oh, well, that's terrible. That's terrible.
I don't know. I don't think it's that terrible.
It's a lot of win out here.
I think
It's a whole lot
it's
of win.
I think it's more Obi pump my bags Kenobi.
Pump my bags. When buy
I
back.
got 3 kids, so that was pretty terrible. That won't get into the dad jokes category.
Do
Sorry, it's
they
not gonna
follow
work.
crypto? Your kids? You got them involved?
No, but he's just
What?
talking about dad jokes.
No. They'll get there. They're playing all the play-to-earn games right now because clearly they're better than I am. So
I've been playing some Call of Duty. It's been hit and miss.
I was gonna say I was thinking it was gonna be Qui-Gon Jinn because all my fucking money's gone.
Qui-Gon. Why?
Yeah,
Qui-Gon.
My money got cut in half. Is it too soon?
Darth Maul.
Too soon?
Yeah,
'Cause
why
I
is
keep
crypto?
getting beat the
Why?
fuck up.
Why is crypto like Darth Maul? Because your earnings get cut in half.
Darth Maul my bags.
Big spoiler
that's-
alert for those who haven't seen episode 1.
Episode
Phantom
1.
Menace.
You should go see it. It's a good film.
It's the first
mean,
movie I remember going to see.
Yet that Phantom could have chosen beyond the spooky theme.
Mm.
Mm.
They could have chosen the classical, like Renaissance Phantom of the Opera kind of deal.
We're not gonna let him get started on themes. He fucking hates themes.
Who
Me?
hates themes?
You hate themes. And
I
me,
like
I know you
themes.
do.
I just don't
What's
like
your favorite
certain.
theme?
What do you mean? The
Like,
up.
Yeah, top
It goes
theme.
Up. It goes up. Things that go up.
This guy.
Things that go up.
This guy.
What's my favorite theme in crypto?
Yeah.
I mean, BNB chain doesn't have a theme, right? Not really.
Shit
Um,
coins.
The meme coin theme, yeah. I mean, Phantom has a spooky theme. That's just too much. Like, yeah, it was good during Halloween. When all them Halloween farms,
AVAX, winter avalanche stuff, snow.
Yeah. I just like personally like themes in my opinion. You can kind of skin it towards the theme, but there's no need to go all in on the theme. That's just my opinion. And that is financial advice. Don't go all in on the
Don't
theme.
go all in on the theme.
It's kind of like, Tropic Thunder.
Oh, you
Never
never
go
go
full
full
theme.
full retard.
Yeah, you never
We
go
take-
full.
I don't know if we can say that on Twitter.
I don't know. That's why I didn't say that.
I'll say it. I'll take the heat.
You never go full theme.
You need to go full theme. You went
I-
full
it's-
theme. What's your problem?
You did, I'm not frozen.
Frozen walrus.
Arctic frozen glaciers.
Exactly. But Glacier is such a cool aesthetic.
I don't
Glacier-
like glacier.
I like.
See, glacier's cool. Just the frozen animals that I feel like are inhumane.
Walruses
inhumane.
are supposed to be cold. They got
They're
blubber.
not frozen though.
They got blubber.
They're nice and toasty with their blubber. Anyways,
Do they have fur, or is it just seals that have fur?
no
I
idea.
don't think they have fur.
Yeah.
Wow, we have digressed, ladies and gentlemen.
He should know. He should know. He's in
being
South
met.
Africa. He should know. He's in South Africa. They got sharks and seals and walruses, don't you?
Not walruses, no, but seals, yeah.
Sparsely covered with fur. So
So they're mammals.
they're not very furry. Seals are extremely hairy. They
Yeah, they're
I
just
would
water
have
dogs.
I would have preferred what's the other ones? The elephant seals or whatever they are.
Oh god,
Yeah.
those are scary looking.
all the seals they have extremely thick fur. Keeps them insulated and
Well, those are beasts. The elephant
Yeah.
seal.
I was at Cape Cod and there was I think it was the
We have a
gray
lot of
seals.
seals.
The gray
We have a lot of
seals,
seals.
and those things were huge. They were like 8 feet. Like they would just ruin your day.
They'll eat
if They
you.
wanted, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Jason wants to get on track, so let's talk sponsors. This week's content is brought to you by Warfi, which is Jason's baby. You can buy a soldier NFT and let it accumulate rewards back to 1 BUSD with revenue from its P2E game ecosystem, or play their on-chain shooter game to earn tokens for each kill you earn. And another way to invest in the Warfi ecosystem is to purchase warbots. Separate from the soldiers, these earn and distribute rewards from trading bot investments and are released in limited quantities. You can read more for yourself at warfi.games. This show is also brought to you by Vinium Finance. Take control of your money and become your own bank with Vinium. Vinium is set to explode with an aggressive roadmap, making it a DeFi hub unlike any other similar lending and borrowing platforms by offering and featuring NFT collateralized lending and borrowing, permissionless leverage yield farming, revenue generating services beyond simple lending interest, and more. Unleash your capital at Vinium Finance. Discord links for all sponsors are in the podcast show description. And if you'd like to become a show sponsor, you can send us an email at WLRSradioinfo@gmail.com. And if you're an investor, be sure to bug your devs to become a show sponsor at the best CPM rates in crypto marketing. With that, do you guys want to introduce Up Finance?
Hold on, I think we need another introduction first. Who we got
Oh.
there, Jason?
Yeah, this is 2.0.
What's
Apparently we look
going
alike.
on? Yes,
Oh,
you
am
do.
I talking too much?
Spitting image.
He's a beard away from looking just like you.
You'll probably get it in about 6 months. I thought you were playing the play to earn game and winning, like getting me some tokens or
Come on.
something. No? No?
Yeah,
No.
You don't want to
bills.
play anymore?
No.
Bills.
Okay.
There's bills to pay.
I've been telling him, I mean, I started working at your age. Come on. Like, can you, start getting there? Oh, we got the whole family in
Whole
this.
family, geez.
Hi, you guys are all on stream.
All right, but just guys. Okay, there we go. Officially, full family doxed. Boom.
Family docs, hashtag.
Put that in the
Yeah,
bag.
I'm sure the wife is really pleased about that. It's what
My wife is like
that
extremely careful.
part
to
you're gonna
never-
have to block out. Just
All
saying.
right. Do my
The wife
best.
part.
Yeah.
the kid don't care. We can exploit the children.
Yeah. Hello. I mean, I'm in South Africa. Isn't that what we do here anyway?
Well, I mean, we do that everywhere. Look at all the YouTube channels that make, like, most of them that make the most money. It's kids playing with stuff
Oh
or
yeah.
doing silly
Those-
games, and you're
those-
like, I wish the parents would get out of them though. Nobody wants to see the parents.
There's
Yeah.
kids channels that are just parents playing with toys. Like there's one that uses a bunch
Yeah.
of
What?
yeah, he uses a bunch of like Paw Patrol action figures and does like stories
Yeah,
and
but he
stuff
but
on
he but he
YouTube.
doesn't show himself.
Correct.
It's him doing stories. It's like
I know that you know exactly what YouTube channel I'm talking about. I don't know
I
the
have
name.
no idea. I don't know the name of the channel, but I've seen my kids watch it. Those are okay. I'm talking about the ones that actually show the parents, like the parents are trying to act it, not somebody like making a
Oh
cartoon
yeah.
with no skills at making cartoons and playing with action figures. Hey man, whatever you can do to make money.
Not those no talent hacks.
Yeah,
Up
I
finance.
like my kids watch
Moving on.
Cookie. Yeah, go ahead. Let's talk about isn't this the NFP show?
It is.
Yeah, you guys have an NFT, right? So
We do.
you
We
want to
do.
start with that?
Oh, we do.
We do.
Tell us
So
about it.
it's a rocket. It goes up.
So what is up? What's up finance?
So I mean, do we want to go through with what Up Finance is, or do we want to talk about the NFT? Or both?
Maybe
Do a
start with
mix.
what it is,
Yeah.
and then we'll go to the NFT.
So we're, obviously we're doing an NFT mint first, right? So we're starting out with our Up NFT, ONFT, like an ownership NFT. So, what we're doing is we're selling kind of like an ownership stake in the protocol / ecosystem. The NFT gets you exclusive access to partner launches, our launch, right? So in order to get our pre-sale price, our always up token, hence the name, it's never going to be at $1. It's never going to be at 1 BUSD again. So in order to gain access to that price, you have to buy the ONFT, and it gives you a slew of all other benefits. But our protocol, we're basing, not to get too detail about the protocol itself, given this is the NFT show, we're basing an entire ecosystem around this 100% backed, perpetually appreciating token, right? So mints and redeems both appreciate the token. Whales without, right? You don't have to worry about whales selling or buying. They help you. The whales can't hurt the small fish or the medium fish. You actually want them to sell before you, unlike any other protocol, right? Because that just appreciates the token that much more.
Right,
So
because their sell is backed already, but they
Yeah.
get a portion of that goes back in
to the
to
back.
increase the backing. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's that's the Up protocol in a nutshell. But we're looking to build much bigger. An entire ecosystem from like just revenue generation streams, investments, protocols that it's like fee to use protocols like swapping and stuff like that, mixed in with launch pads, mixed in with maybe even integration with the Games Hub that's on the WarFi side. Utilizing the token in game, play to earn games, because the token actually lends itself to adoption and use, because selling it's you can't hurt the protocol. We want it to be used. We want it to be the currency of entire ecosystem, right? Unlike other projects, right, slowly dependent upon how much liquidity they have. You shouldn't sell under this number. It's not healthy for the protocol. You should only take a certain percentage of your profit so often. Here you can sell and buy full bags, and it's just fine. So
That's awesome.
All right,
And
well,
then,
so then getting back to obviously the NFT, it
Mhm.
basically gives you your NFT ownership part of that NFT gives you a part of the whole ecosystem. So whether it's obviously just the start of the token, getting in at the price nobody else will ever get into it, or whether it be the launchpad, dexes, this, that, whatever we're going to be doing around this actual token, the NFT is going to give you the access to everything.
Yeah.
Whether it be other projects, whether it be this project, whether it be other projects launching in and around the Up token, whether they use the token or not, it doesn't matter, because it's still going to obviously have part of that whole ecosystem.
And then, so how much is the mint price, and then how much longer is the mint open, right? Because I know you're kind of closing in on the end.
Oh jeez, feels like yesterday. It's like kids growing up. It feels like yesterday. We're supposed to close it on the 15th, but we're waiting on a couple of audits. So the pre-sale slated of the token to be roughly the 15th as well, the mint ending at that point. But I guess it depends on how long it takes to get back the actual token contract audit.
Yeah, so it could
always,
be delayed a day or two,
couple days,
but
yeah.
I'm sure, you know, we always want to be safe for the community and make sure the audits are done properly, and that way everybody else has their obviously peace of mind that the audits have been done right, and you don't want to just launch something without obviously everything being 100% safe for your community. So right now, as we stand, we plan on obviously the 15th will be the pre-sale slash, you know, the end of the mint, and the 17th would be the launch of the actual token. So that's how things stand.
And only up token seems like a pretty good holiday present to me.
A perfect place for
Yeah.
a meme
How do you like your NFTs? Do you like the spinning rocket?
I haven't even seen mine yet. I bought some, and I haven't actually looked at them. That's how blindly I follow you guys.
Well, I'm not going to say that's terrible. You're great job. Nobody else, please do that. No, do your own research. Like we got some great backers. We do some great things, but don't do what that guy did. You see the guy above me? Don't do what he did. Do your own research.
I did not invest more than I could afford to lose, and I did read the paper.
I mean,
I read the paper to its entirety. So
You read the paper.
I wrote the
I
paper.
read the paper.
And I know where NB lives. So if anything goes down, I can.
He kind of does. I mean, I can drive to the mountains.
Yeah,
and
it's mutually assured destruction between NB and I.
Oh, love it.
Yeah. Anything else up that you think people want to know about, or we can jump into some more general NFT news? Website? Where's the website? I mean, we'll have it in the description. But
yeah, I mean, upfinance.io. It's pretty simple.
Easy.
Yeah.
Check it out, everybody.
Check it out. Read the white paper. Do your own research, as we often want to say on this radio show. You know,
yeah.
Don't be like the guy to the top left over there. Or be like him. That's fine. That's
Be
fine.
like
Just
me.
do it with what you can afford to not research on.
I researched. I just didn't look at the NFT art. That's it. I don't know what that equates to not doing.
Wait, how did you not? If you minted it, you had to have seen it.
No, it didn't load.
Oh.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
That's weird.
Well, I mean.
Well, bring up the. Oh, whose kids are that?
Oh, that's mine. I'm in the basement. It's not my fault. There's a whole floor between me.
We're gonna have a contest to see which kids can do the most emotional damage to the listeners. Yeah. So we have a bunch of NFT news. Some of it's a bit older because we haven't done the NFT show in a couple weeks. But Cristiano Ronaldo, the football/soccer player, depending on what country you're in, he's got an NFT collection coming up on BNB, probably to kick off the World Cup, which is now well underway.
Yeah, I saw that. That looked pretty interesting. Anybody look into it at all?
I'm not sure what the utility is, but I'll see.
We are in the finals, aren't we?
America's not, no.
America's certainly not.
Well, I meant like.
Yeah, but yeah, I think the semifinals, or maybe the finals. I haven't watched it. I haven't watched a single.
Well, Croatia beat Brazil, and Argentina beat whoever they beat, I think. So I think it's going to be
Morocco,
Croatia, and Argentina.
Each Ronaldo NFT statue depicts Ronaldo in an iconic moment from his life, from the career-defining bicycle kicks to his childhood in Portugal.
Who's gonna
This is like a
feel?
full. This is like a full service like NFT product. Like this is. Binance went nuts on this.
Well, I bet they like soccer.
Well, I mean, the whole world likes soccer, just not Americans.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah, it's the most popular.
You
sport
damn
in the world by far.
Americans.
Well, it's like I think I read something about that where it's like it takes the least amount of stuff, like equipment, to be able to play it. Like you literally just need a ball, and like everything else you can just like, oh, those two bushes are the goal. You know, like you just need a ball to play it, and it's one of the only games like that. We can move on because that's pretty old. Yuga Labs is bringing NFTs to physical art museums.
That's the Bored Ape people, isn't
yeah.
it?
That's the
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Bayaks. They're in the news every week because that's who they are.
Because they're a money
mean, they're-
laundering organization.
But they do stuff for the NFTs, right?
They
You
do
know, they try
stuff
to
for
bring them.
things.
They try to bring them to the mainstream. So
They're monkeys.
The
they're
monkeys.
apes.
Yuga Labs
Don't
has
get it twisted,
planned.
man. It's apes.
They
It's different.
donated some CryptoPunk NFTs to modern art museums around the world, starting with Punk 305. And that's going to be in Miami's Institute of Contemporary Art. That's Miami, Florida, which offers free admission and will be viewable there after a private unveiling on December 2nd. So, yeah, so it should be, you can go check out Punk 305 in a museum if you don't want to Google it. And it was Punk 305 was chosen specifically because its number corresponds to one of Miami's phone area codes.
Says, you know,
305.
yeah, it's the 305.
It's where Pitbull, Mr. 305.
Yeah.
How do you guys know these things? I mean, maybe I don't follow Pitbull, I guess.
I mean, I used to live in Florida, so I know.
It's fucking Pitbull, man. He's
Pitbull
Mr.
says-
Worldwide.
Mr. Pitbull. Pitbull says 305 on every song. It's the 305.
That will give
Fun
you
fact.
an idea.
He's almost as bad as Derulo. I mean,
He is.
He's got to
No,
tell
so-
people where he's from, or Derulo is like telling people his name just so they don't forget every song. Like,
Jason Derulo.
Who's that other
Fun
guy?
fact.
Who sang the Versace song? Who is that?
It's Migos.
Mhm.
I have no idea.
Where he's
Versace.
like, he just says Versace like 1,000
Yeah.
times.
It's
Medusa head on
Migos.
me. You know that one?
Yes.
He says his name a lot, doesn't he?
But I was going to
They
say
all
another
do.
fun fact.
They all do all the
is-
rap again.
Pitbull is also Mr. 305 because he's only 3'5". Fun fact if you didn't. Pitbull is a very tiny little man.
But I don't think he's 3'5", but that's okay.
You ever seen
Yeah.
a picture of him? Like around normal
My son-
people?
My son is taller than 3'5".
Well,
and he's 6.
the American pit bull is 18 to 21 inches. No, that's
But
the
that
dog.
but
That's the
but that thing will eat your face.
Yeah, those things are dangerous. I mean,
No, they get a bad rap.
I don't mean like that. I mean if you trigger them. Like,
yeah,
you're
well,
not gonna
there is
wanna
some
fight
dodgy
one.
people doing some dodgy things with
Well,
Yeah,
they got some.
I don't mean inherently. I just mean if you trigger
Yeah.
them. Yeah. You
What would
wanna-
win in a fight, a pit bull or a hyena, Jason?
Oh, a hyena, hands
Oh.
down.
You think? Yeah.
They're fucking vicious, aren't they? Well, they're big. Like
But
hy-
hyenas are
Oh,
pack
they're
animals,
big.
right? It's like a
Well,
coyote.
hyenas are not like a coyote. No.
No,
All right,
hyenas
we're
are
gonna Google it.
massive.
Well, yeah, they're nastier than.
Yeah, coyotes are
We,
tiny.
we dodge them on the way to work. You know, we got to make sure like we stay clear.
Okay, looks like it's a stalemate situation according to Google from animalfoodplanet.com. A single hyena could win or lose a battle with a pit bull. The
Pit bulls
hyena's
are big
the
and strong,
hyenas-
man.
jaw and bite are powerful. One powerful bite. It's basically whoever gets the vitals first.
Who gets the neck? Yeah.
But like hyenas aren't really solitary. They're pack animals. There's going to be more than one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, wild animals are terrifying. Like I think most wild animals, like man-to-man combat, the animal would win.
We worry more about our children here. You know, the hyenas, they can come and go. Our children are pretty like. I mean, you saw that redhead who came in here. No, that kid's crazy.
I was gonna say that
Like,
kid looks like he.
if I had to choose between taking him on or a lion, lion, come here, no problem.
I saw a TikTok of a lion
just a
walking
big-
between a bunch of cars.
It's just a big kitty.
I would not want to mess with a
Exactly.
lion.
Who wants to play with a nice little kitty? I mean, come on.
I heard what's his name, Chris Tucker, tell a story about going to Africa. It's a pretty funny skit where he talks about the cheetah in the hotel. He's telling the Africans, "Why are you in here, cheetah? Go outside. It's okay. Look at you, cheetah." Meanwhile, he's like, "There's a fucking cheetah. What's going on? What? There's a cheetah in here. It's gonna eat me."
I think I read somewhere that like domestic house cats, their DNA is not very far off from all those wild cats, and it's just, they've just been bred down
Yeah.
to size. But like
They don't
they're,
care
like,
about you.
They're like actual like hunter predator killer instinct DNA is mostly intact.
They think you're a cat. They think you're a cat, and you're part of their pride. I mean, they're solitary for the most part, but that's why they go outside. They rip a bird's head off and leave you the body.
Look what I gave you.
My cat would never.
My cat.
Did you
left a
please tell me
present
you left the claws on your cat?
Oh,
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, no,
Okay.
I'm not. Yeah.
Don't be evil.
All our cats have claws. No, we were in our house one time,
Just right here to prove it.
and my cat left a present. It was like a skinned mouse carcass. It was like skinned like perfectly around the belly.
I
That's
do think
beautiful.
I
And
do
that
think that it would be amazing, right? If all of a sudden Jason just stood up and said, "Well, here's my cat," and it was a lion.
It's like
Yeah, you could really flex right there doing that.
I got a pack of freaking Rottweilers out here, 3 of them.
Oh,
I'd say that
We
probably keeps
prepared.
most
We
of the-
prepared for those lions. Like, come on.
those big blockhead dogs. I love them.
Oh, my Rottweilers are massive. They weigh probably like 60, 70 kgs.
Which is like,
Yeah.
what, 130,
130,
140?
140
Yeah.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
in-laws had a
Well, I
Rottweiler.
mean, you guys have some decent sized dogs too that are indigenous, right? Rhodesian Ridgeback stuff. Those
Yeah.
they can get pretty big. They can get massive. They would
Speaking
eat-
of dogs,
They would eat.
what's up,
your-
dog?
We get the dog and
Should
I
make.
said
Should
up
make.
again.
oh,
We
Damn
should.
it.
Dylan's
We
dog.
should make up a new NFT, guys. We should do pet NFTs. Immortalize your dog. Immortalize your pet with an
I
NFT.
can do that.
Yeah, just don't put them on the FTX.
Or else they'll be gone.
Yeah, FTX failure caused a bunch of issues for multiple NFTs. Coachella had NFTs which sold for $1.5 million of volume. They're now stuck on FTX. Solana
wow.
NFTs.
Why can't they get them out? Well, I mean, what about FTX? Like, I mean, they might be frozen, but
Yeah, I think it's something to do with them being. I mean, they can't even get
They
their
did
Bitcoin off
not.
exchanges.
They did not store your NFTs on chain, so the metadata for all those NFTs they offered is fucked up because they weren't on
so
chain.
you would still have the token of your dog, theoretically, but the art of your dog would not be there.
Because it wasn't stored on chain, which is insanity. I mean, it speaks more to the volume of how poorly run FTX really was.
Yeah, because even when you mint,
That's a whole new
you
conversation there.
you pay a storage fee when you mint to store that data.
It's insane.
what about the other?
Ridiculous.
What about the other CEXs? The ones that you can mint NFTs on? Do they store them on chain?
I would say Binance does, but I don't think Coinbase even offers NFTs, but I might be wrong on that.
I know Crypto.com always showcases NFTs, but I'm not sure.
So if you have NFTs, make sure they're stored on chain. That way, when the centralized exchange you bought them from goes under, and it will.
Yeah, not when. Yeah, I mean when,
when.
not if. Yeah.
Right. You can get your NFTs back because that's bullshit.
That's another cool thing that Up NFT is going to get you access to. Taking your stuff off centralized exchanges.
Thank
So,
God.
What the NFT will allow as well, and in the project further on, not just for the NFT holders, but basically, when we take the concept and we apply it to like Up BTC, Up AVAX, Up BNB, then You're going to be able to store your actual crypto in a contract very similar to obviously the way we've done with the Up token, where you can slowly let your, if you're a long-term holder and you're like, okay, I'm buying 10 Bitcoin and I'll come check it in 10 years time. Basically, instead of keeping it on the exchange and you're not somebody that's clued up with like hard wallets, you can literally just put it on this contract, which is on the blockchain. And that way your 10 Bitcoin could actually be worth 20 Bitcoin in 10 years. You never know. Slowly
Plus
just
the-
appreciates.
Plus the appreciation of Bitcoin itself, assuming it's
Exactly.
not going to zero. Who knows?
Oh, that's once again, a whole other story.
Yeah,
I don't know if you'll have a radio station if Bitcoin goes to zero.
it's true. I probably will not have a radio show. It'll be a wildly different radio show.
Yeah.
It'll just be the
Well,
general banter
it'll be-
section for 2 hours.
It'll be, instead of like frozen walrus, it would be thawed walrus.
thawed.
Very thawed and rotten.
I remember there's a big issue with
Eaten by workers.
thawing. I guess like the permafrost up north was like thawing and releasing a bunch of like greenhouse gas or something.
I thought you were about
Oh,
to
yeah,
say
I saw
like
that.
there was a show about that. I think it was called Fortitude.
Fern Gully. No,
No,
Fern Gully is
I
not
think
in
there was a show called Fortitude that the permafrost started to thaw and these like ancient bees thawed out or something. These
Ancient
ancient
bees?
bugs that
All right.
something thawed out that like
I got
whatever.
it. I got it. Fortitude, Dennis Quaid, perched
Mhm.
at the edge of the Arctic
love Dennis Quaid.
Circle. Fortitude is one of the safest towns on Earth. There's never been a violent crime here until now. That's it?
That's it. You gotta watch it, man. It's like a
TV
sci.
show.
It's a TV show, but it's like a sci-fi. Like it has a sci-fi mix, but it's not too much sci-fi. It's
And
pretty good.
it has bees in it.
It's not like I don't know, like ancient, like frozen, like bugs or something like that. Like like some woolly mammoth carcasses came up, right? And because in permafrost, nothing decays, right?
Right. It's like a time capsule.
Did you hear? Speaking of NFTs, there was
More talking about
There was
exploitation
something-
of children.
What?
there you go.
Oh. Docs and all.
What's up? We're doxing all the children.
Yeah,
Right?
pretty gross.
Beautiful. Okay, wait. Getting back to what you messed up my train of
NFTs?
thought.
Bees.
I'm just saying you could
carcasses.
probably keep her on the stream. Nick, you're an ugly bugger compared to her.
Very
Anyway,
true.
That's fine.
I heard there was somebody telling me that they were reading an article around what's going to happen is you're going to have your own NFT, basically, which is going to be your form of ID. So you won't have an identification card anymore, and basically you'll have to update it on the blockchain once a year. How
I think-
crazy is that? From
think
being a
South
kid
Korea
all the way up.
was beta testing that.
Yeah, I mean
Right.
that makes sense because right, like if it's you can't fake it, right? Like
Exactly.
that's the whole purpose. Like they would know, like if they're the ones that issue it, you have to have one that they issued, right?
Yeah,
like if you don't have
Korea-
one that
Oh, I gotta
And that'll
sneeze.
be
Hold
like
on.
it'll be
Poor
linked to your
college
own
children.
wallet and everything. So
I don't like that aspect of it.
no,
Yeah,
yeah, exactly. Well, that's how they're gonna track the shit out of you. And
Exactly.
And freeze your funds, man. Freeze your funds. We're all gonna go back to the barter system.
yeah, it's.
I'll
gonna
come.
happen.
This next
Hey guys,
recession.
I'll come and I'll set up your networks at your houses, guys. If you what can you do for me?
I got bourbon.
Yeah.
You got bourbon? All right, I'll do it for a shot. A couple drinks, that's good.
I'll draw you a
David,
picture.
you got venison up in the
No.
mountains?
I don't hunt because I
Oh.
don't like the taste of deer meat.
Oh my god, venison's the best.
I could get you
Venison's
some,
good, man.
I could get you some trout. Some
We
rainbow
can do some trout. Hey, fishing's a skill. Fishing's a skill.
Yep.
Jason
Sure
could take
is.
us on a safari.
There we go.
Actually, I don't know. There's not much safaris in. Is that
Yeah,
South
they're
Africa
everywhere.
full of?
There's
Yeah,
this
they're everywhere. We have
north,
safaris.
northwest of South Africa a little bit. I think there's a reserve up there.
There's a few reserves up here. I mean, the Kruger National Park is probably the second most well-known, besides obviously the
Oh,
up in Africa.
that is where the guy that I think there is one of them reserves by South Africa. That guy
Yeah.
that like loves that like is part of a hyena and a lion pride, a hyena pack and a lion pride.
Yeah, that guy's on
That dude
Animal Planet always.
is he dead yet?
Is he dead yet? Well, I have no idea.
I mean, that's sooner or later.
I haven't caught up to that episode yet, so spoiler alert.
Because sooner or later, like it's like just one of the
gonna get him,
or one of the young male lions is just gonna take a shot, right? Like, this guy, I'm jealous of this guy. Let me just smack him with the paw one time. Dead.
What?
That's all it takes. One swat.
I saw a TikTok. It was 3 lions, and 1 hippo.
Sounds like a show. That sounds like a joke.
That sounds like a porno. If you.
It ended in a stalemate. The lions.
Really?
The lions couldn't finish the job against the hippo.
I saw one.
Hippos are. I promise you. I'd choose to take on a lion way before hippo. Hippos are nasty. There's more people that die in Africa because of hippos than lions. Like hippos.
Yeah, because they think because of that song, "The Hippo for Christmas."
Is that what kills them? They go out there looking for hippos.
They think they're cute and cuddly until they get whatever. I saw one with hippos. There was like 8 or 9 female lions trying to take down a hippo, and one it was trying to get back to the water because once it gets back to the water, that's all she wrote. And one of the female lions was behind it, and you just see the hippo turn, hump right down on her skull. Done.
It's over.
Done.
The bite force alone.
The hippo's out there one-shotting lions.
Go back.
Listen to this gamer.
Space games, man. Space games with Dave.
Go play it. Let's see if I can point to the shit down there. The sponsors. Warfight.
It's right below the own.
Thank you.
I didn't do too badly. The opening stream when we launched the game, we had obviously a couple streamers on. We had a couple influencers on. Everybody playing the game, and I actually, I was like, okay, we're gonna do this. I'm gonna open it up. I'm gonna give away a couple of prizes, and then I ended up winning. And they're like, oh yeah, because you've been playing it the whole time. What? I was like, guys, I promise, no joke, it was the first time I'm playing this game. It's just my inner gamer. And they were like, nah, it can't be. What? But then the next time they all killed me. I was like, okay, see, it was just luck.
Yeah.
They
team up on you.
It's the thing, right? Like if you've competed at these, like if you've actually played on teams, and somebody else is just an avid gamer, but you've actually played on a team in your youth, it's like night and day, right? Like if you play competitively, even like on like a middling level.
I was camping like a mother.
Yeah. Oh, you're a camper.
Sorry, I didn't complete that word. I was being respectful.
That word is allowed on Twitch, so you can.
So
I know we have kids, but
NFTs, man.
Nike Swoosh NFT program. Nike's launching the Dot Swoosh Web3 platform with Polygon-based NFTs next year, 2023.
Polygon's pretty big for NFTs too, right? But isn't it still ETH then AVAX? Is AVAX number 2 or Solana?
Solana's dead.
NFT. Man, what would our show be without Google? Can you imagine if we had to Dylan go to the library or something?
Library and research this stuff?
And then find all this stuff ahead of time just in case it came up.
Well, I mean, back then you'd have to go to the library to do the stream because nobody had internet at their house. Except for dial-up.
See, I can't tell if these articles are I want numbers.
I would say, to be honest, well, okay, let's go. Well, as soon as Binance starts kicking through the gears, they'll probably be number one very quickly just because of their user
Yeah.
base. But I mean, right now, I think Polygon's very much on the up.
They'll never.
ETH,
I mean,
ETH is still ETH is
they'll
still number
never
one.
beat ETH. They'll never beat ETH. Not for a long, long
Oh,
time.
I disagree with you.
Yeah, I don't see ETH.
What do you
Sorry,
mean?
I disagree with you.
How can you
ETH
disagree?
will
Look at
fall
the
down.
look at the TVL. It's like 6 times higher than Binance.
Yeah, it's just for now. For now, the thing
But
is,
how many people are
Binance
buying their
Binance
ETH with
will
the Binance centralized exchange?
exactly. That's the thing. Once Binance is up and going and kicking, their obviously form of adoption into the landscape is unmatched. So once they obviously start holding everything themselves, Binance will be number one. If we're talking obviously, you know, chains and I think Polygon. I think Polygon will take ETH as well eventually. To be honest, I don't know. Any thoughts on that?
No. That's the only thought I can give you is just no. Like
I
that
can see
Polygon's
it
not going to
happening.
take ETH because you're going to have too many things rolling on top of ETH, like all the roll-ups and stuff like that. They're going to take bits and pieces from every other chain. So
Do you know who I wish? Okay, well they've just started now. I don't know if you guys know, but like the XRP Ledger, they've just started with their NFTs and they are killing. They'll pump pretty quickly. I mean, there's so many XRP freaking maxis out there. It's crazy.
Yeah, they're nuts. They're gonna start going to conventions and stuff every year.
Hey, I'm a XRP maxi. Best believe
Well,
I'm there.
We'll see you. We'll see you at the convention.
Yeah.
I saw
no.
some. This is not NFT related. But yeah, I saw some TikTok saying that some guy was saying this is very telephone gamed. Clearly, that the XRP lawsuit was going to be over on the 15th or something like that.
oh, here's your man right there. Like right over there, he switched. He'll tell you exactly what's going on with that lawsuit.
What's going on with the lawsuit?
That okay. You guys want 100% a little bit of info there. When the government is ready to release the lawsuit, that's when the lawsuit. It's already finished. I mean, let's be honest. The SEC and Ripple are actually working together.
You think so?
Oh, 100%. Well, think about it. The thing is, you know, America is in a position right now where they're slowly losing, you know, dominance to the rest of the world. I mean, the petrodollar, the BRICS nations right now are killing it. The only way they can obviously come back to this is if they hold on to Ripple. I mean, Ripple has already had worldwide adoption behind the scenes. I mean, they're already doing a couple countries' actual CBDCs. You know, their infrastructure for their private, you know, ledger for the actual countries and all the what cross-border payments and remittance. They're going to do things in the future. But I think, to be honest, the only way America actually freaking survives it is if they actually keep Ripple in America. So that, I mean, that was just a stalling tactic. And they try to stall them to try and obviously bring out their own type of system, but nobody can replicate Ripple's technology. It's still faster than any other chain, cheaper than any other chain. I mean, if you're not going to try and obviously get on their side, so they try to replicate it, they couldn't, and now they're working together, and that's why you see like they're agreeing on all these things together. It's like, okay, both parties agree to seal these documents. I mean, why would both of them agree on everything? It makes
Right.
no sense. Makes no sense. They're working together, and you know, when they're ready to obviously, you know, come out and be like, okay, you know what, the lawsuit's going to end because America's ready to let it end. Let's put it that way.
And
So yeah, I
next
think
on
it'll.
Ripple Conspiracy Files with Jason.
Oh, I can talk about it all day.
We can give you a show if you want. You can talk about it.
The XRP
We should do
show.
it. We should
The XRP
have
show,
a
yeah.
XRP segment.
Yeah, I mean, I actually think like they can achieve good adoption in terms of like, you know, capturing some of that, like, you know, Visa, MasterCard, like, you know, payment system stuff, right? Maybe not
already
all
have.
of it, but no, but you know what
They
I'm
already
saying, like
have.
a good amount. Well, I mean, I remember thinking about it and like what you got to look at how much money goes through Visa and MasterCard and the Swift and stuff like that.
They were saying even if they capture only like 5%, all right, of the Swift system, their token goes to over $1,000. If they only, and that's only if they capture 5% of it. It
No,
was
that's a
something
little
stupid.
that's a little bit high. It's like $5 or something like that.
No.
Yeah, because there's 100 billion Ripple. $1,000 per Ripple at 100 billion is more money that's on the than like it's on the
Yeah,
planet.
but you're talking about the daily remittance of trillions of dollars a day.
Yeah, what's 1,000 times 100 billion?
Have a
Too
look.
many zeros.
Let me get
That's
that
100.
Google up. We don't got to go to
Yeah,
the
that's
library.
100. That's 100 trillion. That's more money than there's in the world.
Well, that's easy.
No,
You just
there's not.
print more. That's not.
There's not $100 trillion in the world. I don't think.
Yet.
Not
Yeah,
until
yeah.
we just print it up. It's fine.
I was gonna say let Pal
NBD.
go back on the printer.
Well, so I mean, there's hundreds of trillions of dollars in certain countries, right? You know what? You know the hyperinflation country where like they have to keep putting zeros on the ends of the bills.
Yeah.
True.
That's
Zimbabwe's one note is like 100 trillion, and then it's worth $1 or some shit.
yeah, and they just keep doing it. They keep increasing bills. No,
Yeah,
but
on
what
note,
I'm
like
saying,
5
it's
grand.
like, yeah. What I'm saying, Jason, is that it's true. It's like if they got like 5%, you just got to go by how many tokens Ripple has in circulation, or how many. What's their cap, and then multiply that by multiply that to get to how many trillions of dollars that equals.
There was that bill that the team from Valhalla Capital, put through to the American Congress, and they wanted to. They were saying that if they wanted to replace all the money and let obviously XRP be the intermediary between everything, it was going to stand at something like, well, this is conspiracy theories obviously, but I mean it's an actual bill. You can go read it, and it was $30,000 a token. $30,000 to $35,000 a token on Ripple. I mean, it sounds nuts. Don't get me wrong. Like, hey, I disagree with it completely.
No,
It makes no sense.
It's just impossible for any currency to be worth more than the market cap of the world.
For now, it might not be crazy in the future though.
No, but I'm saying if there's not enough money, like if it's $30,000 a token. Well, I mean, anything can be possible in a Uniswap V2 liquidity pool, right? You can have any token be a trillion. Like there was one guy, I think he invested in like some meme coin, and it had no liquidity, and he was a trillionaire, right? The next day,
Sell it.
but he obviously couldn't sell it because there was no liquidity. But I'm just talking about like just on paper, in general, like you just take 100 billion tokens and you find out how much money there is in the world that's circulating, and that's the maximum value.
But that's why I'm still bullish on like Chantel that we saw earlier. She works in recruitment, and they do mass recruitment, and she gets at least like 5 to 10 people a month that were working in banks on the actual Swift system, and they all tell her, yeah, no, it's we're becoming redundant slowly but surely. They just letting people go that are working on the Swift system here in South Africa. And they're like, yeah, blockchain is taking over. And then it's like, you hear all the stories, you hear the bankers talking about, obviously, cross-border payments. And I've literally had a conversation with one of these guys, in one of our big banks. And they're already holding something like what? I think it was like 100 or 200 million XRP. And the bank stopped people this side, getting into crypto right now. So you can't actually have the on ramps are actually closing down ahead of this stuff. It's crazy.
Gotta get an NFT on ramp.
We can jump to this topic. Speaking of NFT on ramping issues, well, it's not really on ramping. It's even more bullshit than that. Coinbase Wallet had their latest app release blocked from Apple's App Store because of the NFT sending feature. Apple blocked Coinbase Wallet's ability for you to transfer NFTs because Apple says that the gas fees required to send NFTs should be paid through their in-app purchase system, and Coinbase is unable to comply because that's not how gas works. Like basically Apple saying you need to send us the gas.
Yeah, and they've got their Apple's got their thing where it's like 30%, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
they
insane.
want that 30%, and then they're saying they deserve the gas fees. It's like that's
I'll just wait for Elon to threaten them again, and they'll come running. South African, by the way.
yeah.
Fucking, you
We
guys know
live
my,
with lions, but we're not that dumb.
Like
you
you're
know
not as
my
dumb as
feelings on
Apple.
Apple.
Not as dumb as Apple.
Idiots. Yeah.
I fucking hate Apple. I despise them. They are a fashion company that has the appearance of a tech company.
Yeah, I agree with you. Oh, that's put so well. I like that. It's a fashion company.
I mean, it's a marketing ploy. They just
You
have
get
to make
beautiful.
tech.
Yeah.
You get a better user interface and user experience at the cost of your soul.
And hardware spec.
Yeah, that's true.
They tell you to stop. You don't stop.
Like iMacs come with
All right.
You get scratched. You will get hurt.
Yeah, you mute yourself quickly.
the iMacs like hardware specs out of the box are like 2 or 3 years behind. Like
Right.
They
an
look
actual
pretty, so
new
people
computer.
buy them.
Yeah, well, let's like you say,
It's marketing.
Fashion show.
It's marketing.
At a fashion
Yeah.
show. That's all it is.
They try to market like usability and ease of use, like singular buttons, and but I don't know.
They are easier to use. I don't
Mhm.
lie.
Yeah.
And they invented the trash can, which is why Windows has to use recycle bin. Fun fact. No joke. That's actually like the reason. Like that.
Fun fact: they're based on what, FreeBSD or BSD?
I don't know.
They're just
Don't
just
get
a
into that
Linux
stuff.
operating. They're just a Linux operating system.
I don't know. I don't know anything about that. X2Y2 NFT marketplace is following OpenSea's stance on royalty enforcement between NFT exchanges. So this is something we spoke about in our last NFT show. That some NFT trading websites weren't going to enforce creator royalties. And that was obviously a big backlash from creators. So OpenSea decided that they would enforce royalties. X2Y2 is also following step, saying that they're going to enforce
So some
royalties as well. So like if the Up NFT had a 10% trading fee, right? Which it doesn't, but if it did, there could be some exchanges that say we're not going to charge that 10%.
Oh, that's interesting.
okay. No matter what, the royalty was set on the royalty contract of the NFT.
Right, and so they were doing that to basically like to try and sort of beat OpenSea, because OpenSea was so big. They were like, well, if we don't charge the royalty fee, people want to trade with us because they'll get 10 to 20% more from selling their NFT there, right? Because they wouldn't have to pay the fee when they sell.
Yeah, but you take that away from the creator, right?
Yeah, so the creators basically said, fuck you. And a bunch of people obviously in the space said the same thing. And now these marketplaces are starting to pick sides basically on who they're going to support. And some bigger creators said, if you don't do this, we're not going to mint on your platform anymore. We're going to use a different one.
Yeah, so I mean, you think about it this way: a lot of these NFTs in the space, a lot of the content creators, sometimes they will come out with their NFTs for free, even, right? They'll do the initial distributions for free with whitelists or with whatever, and they rely on the royalties and the fees of the trading back and forth to make money. So they get their art out there, and I mean, that was big for a while, right? The fee-free ones, like the free mints, was pretty big for a while.
And there's a lot of scams ended up being in the free mints. So,
man, I swear to God, if these people would put more energy into goddamn building than trying to scam people out of money, we would be 10 years ahead right now. But we can't get. I'm not going to go on that tangent.
It's your money, and I need it now.
Frustrating.
But you're right. You're right. Like, you know, when you scam 100 grand, right, you lose 10 times that much from the
Exactly.
from the chain, from people actually wanting to put money in. I don't want to lose my money. I don't want to put it in that scam. The whole thing becomes it only takes a few bad apples to cause like stuff to crumble.
How many rug pulls did how many rug, including FTX being a rug pull essentially? I mean, how much money have we lost out on crypto market cap as a whole because people just wanted to scam people? They didn't want to make anything worthwhile. They just wanted to make scams.
All right, you
And
ready?
this goes to Yugo Labs as well, because fuck those apes.
So this is some Google info from Yahoo. In 2022, there were more than 188,000 rug pulls on various blockchains.
That's sickening. Wow.
20%, 20% increase from 2021.
I mean, that
And
makes sense. The
$3.5
numbers,
billion.
yeah, the numbers make sense because it's like, when did all these projects really start happening? It was like what, 2020, pretty
Right.
much.
Yeah.
And the bigger projects have been around for a couple of years by then anyway, right? Like the other bigger DeFi projects like MakerDAO and stuff like that, been around since 2017, 2018, I think.
Yeah.
But the numbers, the number increases make sense, but it's just, but out of that 3.5 billion, how much actually left DeFi because of it? I mean, that's something you can't probably calculate, but it's not just 3.5 billion that was stolen. It's that
Right.
plus everybody removing their TVL from DeFi.
Correct.
And then not just that, the potential that they only had 10% in there and we're going to put in more and now are completely out of a space. You can't quantify it. You can't quantify it.
Yeah. You know, even if they
Anyway.
were smart investors and only putting in 5% of their portfolio, 5% of their crypto portfolio at risk at any given time.
Right.
You lose that 5% once or twice. You're like, I'm going back, because this doesn't happen in traditional finance.
Exactly.
Right? Like I might, like if it does happen in traditional finance, it wasn't so traditional. It was
Well, it's a
me.
lot prettier when they do it. You
It was
know,
penny stocks or
right.
ultra high dividend stocks, that went bankrupt or things like that.
Yeah, sure. There's schemes there, but like overall, you can go and buy a bunch of options and take a risk and lose it all, right? But you can always sell them, right? It's not like the next day, somebody's running away with your money.
Correct. Yeah.
So
Warner, this is our last news bit for the day. Warner Music Group is expanding its music NFTs offerings. So they announced a partnership with Polygon-based marketplace, Legend Music, that's LGND, that enables music giant to sell songs as NFTs. This deal will include Spinnin' Records, which is home to electronic music names such, I'm going to butcher these, David Guetta and Tiesto.
David Guetta.
Guetta?
David
Tiesto?
Guetta. Tiesto.
Yeah. Beyond the collectible appeal, the opt-out benefit of NFTs for artists is automatic smart contract-enabled royalty payments every time their work is resold, unless, we just talked about that, unless they sell it on some scummy exchange that doesn't enforce those royalties.
So the question with that though is, so say you buy a song, is it a 101?
No, I think it's kind of like buying a CD. Right, where you have a right to play it for yourself, but you don't actually own the rights or redistribution rights to the song.
So can you play for other people?
Yes. Another artist did this when NFTs were first coming out. Tory Lanez, he's a hip hop R&B guy. Kind of sounds like Drake. He sold over $1 million worth of his NFT. He released one album as an NFT. The only way you could listen to it is if you bought the NFT or bought it on a secondary market. He made over $1 million just from that. I can't remember. I think there was like 15 or 20,000 of the NFTs, and he minted out like same day. So there's a market for music
No, that's
NFTs, and
cool.
I think
That
that's a
stuff's
great
cool.
idea.
Right, because there's a lot of problems back and forth with like streaming platforms and being so heavy at the top, right? That breakthrough artists can't really break through.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and another bigger issue with that is, and this is true with any digital ownership that's not on the blockchain, is that if that platform goes down, if Amazon dies tomorrow, everything you've ever bought on Prime, like anytime you buy a movie, are gone. You're not going to own those things anymore. Whereas these NFTs, I'd imagine you'd be able to just find another NFT
Outlet, yeah.
music player that supports that blockchain, and boom, all your purchases are back, right? Same with
Mhm.
Xbox. Xbox goes down tomorrow. Microsoft, goes into the recycle bin. Yeah, all those digital games you bought, you're not going to own them anymore. So this
So
is actually,
you gotta go back to them DVD or, please insert CD number 17. To finish that game.
That's why my entire music library is on floppy disks.
Hell yeah. Well, that's what I
Yeah.
was gonna say. Like in a age where artists only really make money from concerts now, NFTs is a good way for artists to produce music. Similar to how they used to make money from CDs and stuff. NFTs can be another stream of income to support your favorite artist. Like yeah, you can listen to it at any time on a streaming website, but if you really appreciate the artwork, you appreciate the artist, you want to support them, buying their NFT would be the best way to do that.
Excuse me. Yep.
You just need to make it crypto friendly.
Right. An easier way to do it.
Yeah, like you actually use money and have built it. Oh, well,
So use your
that's another.
centralized bank
That's
stable
that's an,
coin.
yeah, the one that they can freeze you from using. No,
Yes.
you can only buy bread, eggs, and milk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And only one dozen per week.
Yeah, no more than 12 eggs for you, sir.
Well, there goes my whole gym program.
I know we talked about meat prices, but eggs have gotten out of control here. Meat has stabilized, but eggs are out of control.
They're like 400% up from last year.
Yeah. How about you, Jason?
How much?
You do another
we
mortgage to get your eggs?
No, we're cheap on everything. I think we're the cheapest on meat. We're the cheapest on eggs.
So they got
Our people need to eat.
the dawn of civilization, man. Everything's there.
Yeah.
All of the the material goods, man. Africa is just,
It's got it all.
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
Is that
Eldorado.
I think to put it equivalent, like let's just like take chicken for example. Like I think we pay, what's it like, $2.50 for a kg, which is like what, 2.5 pounds, 2.2
Yeah, right
pounds.
around there.
Yeah.
That's 2.2 pounds.
Yeah, that's insane.
So it's like $1 and a bit of a pound.
Yeah. I think the only thing we can get that cheap is drumsticks. You can get drumsticks pretty cheap. But if you want any other chicken parts, like
It's like $3 a pound.
yeah.
It's not half that. Yours
Breast,
is half.
if you want breasts,
Yeah, that's for boneless and
$7.99 a
skinless.
pound.
Yeah. Yeah, like breast is like not cheap. Yeah,
The breast cutlets.
All right, I'll be creating NFTs to get you guys some chicken. Don't worry.
Thank you. Oh my god.
That's the new thing. Let's get some subsidized food NFTs,
NFT
right?
food stamps.
Right.
It's coming.
If you hold this NFT, you get a pound of chicken a month.
We talked about it last NFT show, and it was in the intro. The lobster NFTs.
Which was a great idea.
You basically buy an NFT from this like lobster fishing company, and they will send you lobsters and lobster tails for the year. It's like a farm share. that you buy and you get lobster. And if you were one of the first 200, which I'm sure they're not sold.
You got
through that,
lobster butter, right? I heard the
a
lobster
lobster
butter.
butter candle. It's a candle that smells like lobster butter.
That
Which
sounds
has got to be delicious.
disgusting.
Butter
That's
candles.
terrible.
That sounds terrible. I would just, how funny would, actually, no. I was just going to say, imagine just starting your own NFT and just going out like that, being like, all right, I'm just going to go start learn how to fish. So I can start my own, I'm going to start my own crypto project. I'm going to learn how to fish.
Yeah, you're gonna get
Who wants some cod? Guess I
you're
go,
gonna get
go,
some rainbow
The
trout.
tasty tuna NFT.
just see there with
Tuna is
me and Jason with spears, trying to spear some bluefin tuna.
Tuna's hard to catch.
Dude, tuna's gigantic.
Like,
Tuna's they're big fish.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Oh, quoting Jaws.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Yeah, like I always liked fishing like from a kayak, but then it's like ocean. I see people ocean fishing from a kayak, and I'm like, I wouldn't.
It's extremely difficult to keep your balance. I mean, with the waves and everything. No, I can do it in like a river lake situation, but no, not on the ocean. There's too much going on.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, plus sometimes you'll hook a white.
Yeah, you can hook a great white, or you'll just hook a tuna, and you'll still be in trouble because you have nowhere to put that.
The tuna would just take you. It would just take you with it.
Yeah.
A lot of fish
it'll take you.
You gotta get it.
You ever see that old man in the sea? Go read that book. So the fight on a rickety boat with a marlin.
And he just goes for a ride.
He wins after days and days. But
Spoiler alert.
Does he die at the end though? Like
I forget.
Ahab. Spoiler alert again. Moby Dick.
Call me Ishmael.
That's great. You read the first page. You read the first line. That doesn't mean you read the whole book. I didn't read the book.
Ahab was an amoral prick.
Yeah.
Have we bottomed? Last question. Have we bottomed?
Ooh.
NFT bottom or crypto bottom?
Oh, it's the same thing, essentially.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yes.
I don't know.
Well, I think.
Yes. Oh, that's a very definitive yes.
I think everybody,
and then
you guys keep saying, oh, not you guys, but people keep saying, I'll buy it 10,000. I'll buy it 10,000. Man, you can't even get it down below 15,000. Like,
well, you couldn't get it below 18.
You couldn't get it over 18 or
17.5
for before, and then it just dunks.
The last 6
What's
months.
next? What's next though? So like
one exchange and then that's it.
If you say have we bottomed, the question is have the centralized exchanges, are they safe?
The ones that are left, are they liquid? Yeah.
Are they safe? Right? Because if you start losing other centralized exchanges, then you'll see further dips. Right.
Well, the sooner the better. I mean, get it over
think
with.
like Binance and Coinbase both did proof of reserves, right? So
I think crypto.com did too, right?
Yes.
And people were just salty at them because they held so much crypto.
They weren't happy they actually had what they said they had.
I mean, I don't mind crypto.com. I think they have a decent business model.
I have some. I hold them.
There's a place for centralized exchanges. I just I wouldn't keep my money on them, but they're great for on-ramping.
I mean, you shouldn't keep your money on like in your brokerage account either, to be honest.
Right. I mean, anybody can. I mean, that's the brokerage app's money essentially. You put it in there, but it belongs to them at that point.
Well, I mean, it should be in use, right? Like the money in your brokerage should be used for the brokerage, right? But,
a lot of the brokerages, don't they pay you interest if you aren't invested? It's just sitting.
All right, boys, I'm gonna hop off. I'm gonna hop off, guys.
Thank you very much.
I'll chat to you guys a little bit later.
See you, buddy.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
I'll see you guys on the upside. See what I did there?
See you. Bye.
Bye. All right.
You probably can stop recording.
Yeah, I mean, we're pretty much wrapped up here. I just
Wrapped up. You said it.
What?
Up.
Up.
You
You
said
said
up.
we're
I
wrapped
said up.
up. I'm telling
I
you,
said,
this has nothing to do with promotional stuff, but it's like you call the thing up, right? It stands. It actually it stands for like unified principal finance, up finance, right? The goal is to because one of my end goals for it would be to come up with a nice way, the token itself bears like the fruit of being a good on and off ramp type of thing.